From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints.
Jack Fox set to kick off.
Big game there. Huge game.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and
gonna
we're
hurt some soft over
underway
here.
on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
That's good for a
And what a
Saints
nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
This time Jackson will throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
First carry of the game now for the Texas superstar, Bijan Robinson. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
T-Run, let's go.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra, next man up, since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
looking to put a drive together.
Red on red.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Ball again on second down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Third and 8. The man in motion is Brown. Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete. So nothing doing there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Jack Fox now gets set to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Wester on the return. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Second and 10.
13.
Now it's Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. Down the right sideline. And all the way down to the 5. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to him. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Lamar Jackson with his 16th touchdown of the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Sitting at first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. When you look at the Saints defense, they're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
That was a nice play right there, but overall this season, it's been an absolute disaster. A total lack of communication on the back end. They need a leader who can put this team, this unit, on his shoulder pads and carry them to the right spots.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a third down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Here's Lawrence. Now he'll tuck this and run. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
It's a gain of 38
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
On play action, Lawrence under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Straight ahead is Hall. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Lawrence. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. So on 4th down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. The Saints at 3-4 on the year coming into play. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Let go.
There he goes, right side. He may go. Touchdown, New Orleans. Bijan Robinson hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
Next the score, Saints 17, Buccaneers 3. Kaimi Fairbairn.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 8. Lawrence will throw. And that is incomplete.
There's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Lawrence to throw.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This
Fucking lineman. Lineman passed it down.
Going in this first half, and now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
No gain on the screen there at 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. To throw is Jackson. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
And let's see, the Bucs with 6 DBs, so a dime set here on 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson.
Oh my goodness.
Before he does pick up the first.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for the Saints. First down.
They go play action with Jackson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Jackson now. Now he'll tuck this and run. Now he's going to let it go deep left side.
Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
This is some
After
bullshit.
the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Jackson looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. Now we get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Robinson up the middle. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And a flag.
Bro, they gotta chill with this bullshit, man.
Well, let's see who this is on. Well,
I'm getting whole fucking something crazy right now.
Defensively, as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Yo.
And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. That flag, that'll push him back 5. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This just a 24-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Oh.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Down the sideline he goes.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Open man, Westbrook-Ikhine. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 24.
Fairbairn set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good.
Now Lawrence. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Once again.
And the Saints will have solid field position here as they take
Once
over
again.
at the 45-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
2 yards on the pickup.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Here's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Now Jackson going to shift him around. On third down, Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it out the window. Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Defenders are always happy anytime they can sack a quarterback for a loss of 10 or more yards. There's an example there. High fives all around.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. From the shotgun, Lawrence.
Oh my goodness, almost threw another.
Incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. Lawrence. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on fourth.
Big gain on the play, but it brings up fourth down.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. De'Ami Brown, 71 yards. And the Bucs take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Now the Bucs offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. Lawrence going to look to throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. The Bucs ready for the kickoff, and here we go. It's in the air. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Saints take over 1st and 10. At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And that's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 24-yard line.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. On the return is Williams. A good return there, 17 yards. And they will take over first and 10. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Breece Hall, 65 yards. And the Buccaneers get a bit closer.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Here's a diving catch right side. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Jack Fox.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. It was Eric Armstead coming up quickly and dropping him for a loss.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Now Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Sam Martin now, standing just outside his own goal line. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's Williams to return. A great return there of 22 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and that'll be second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
On third down, here's Hall. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. Here we go. Gotta have it. Lawrence. This ball down the field for Pitts. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts, 46 yards. And the Buccaneers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So a big play coming now for the Bucs as they'll go for 2. Now receiver in motion left. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. A tie game in the 4th quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
7-yard gain.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Handoff now to Robinson. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And even 100 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And I know they would have loved to have had a touchdown there to give them some cushion. But now, kick the field goal. Get the lead. Let your defense bring you home. Show some faith in those guys on the other side of the ball.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Oh, they're changing this at the line. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here's 1st and goal. Robinson going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line.
When we say the game's on the line, I don't think we're overstating it here. These next few plays could very well decide this one. Advantage defense there on 1st and goal as they're able to get in and force the loss on that play.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense.
Liking 18. Come 19. Come 19. Go street. Check, smash. Check, chap, check, chap, check. Hurt, hurt. Go. Mustang 19. Cowboy 8.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. That's out wide here for Robinson. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
All right, field goal gets you the lead here. I mean, but I might want to just go ahead and go for something big.
Oh, come on, you got to kick it.
I mean, you got to be glad I'm not the head coach here, right? The whole team would want to revolt at this point.
Here's a big one. It's 4th and goal.
Hey, smash. Street, street. Go street. Check, chap, check, chap, check.
Looking to throw. McCord. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the Bucs defense, they'll celebrate the goal line stand. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Damn gun, gun. Hey, 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 hey. 10 for 10, 11, 11. Here we go.
Back to throw. Lawrence. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
A loss of a yard. It's 2nd down.
But they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
All right, let's go. Inside.
Yeah, the Saints signal for another timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Great job.
Here's Lawrence. That's complete to Chase. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there.
Jack Fox.
So it's the Saints who are going to be in position to get the ball first as we are back underway and set for overtime. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Wester on the return. The Saints take over 1st and 10.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you think back to halftime, they had the big lead. They were in control of this game. They ultimately lost the lead. But right now, with the ball in overtime, a chance to get out in front and force your opponent to play from behind with a good drive here.
He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defense. They're all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing
play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Here's Sam Martin now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, their defense, they did the important thing. They got the stop. They didn't allow a point, but now they're backed up here pretty far, Charles. Going to need a significant drive to try to get into position for the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, partner, don't you think that defense is on the sidelines right now saying, don't come to us with your problems about where you're starting? We did the important part. We kept them off the board, kept us in the ball game. Find a way to maneuver it downfield, at least get into field goal range, and get us a win.
Ball again on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 18. 102 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Now we'll see what Lawrence can do in overtime. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And a catch made by Hopkins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, a little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is, if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get into one of your guys in space. If you make someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. On 1st down, right back to Hall. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
So that's it. No double overtime until the playoffs rolled around, so that means this one ends in a tie.
Yeah, that's ultimately unsatisfying for both teams, the fan bases, heck, for us.